Hello there, friends. I'm Cassie Trask. Welcome back to the Scrapbook Pal YouTube channel. Today we are going to be using some new Spellbinders products. We have these adorable stamps. This one is called Wild Friends. Look at those sweet, sketchy little animals. Oh my goodness, the opportunities with that. We also have Into the Wild. The amount of scenes that you could build with this are so fun, which is exactly what we're going to do. And I can't wait to play with it a little bit more. And then we also have Wild or Words for the Wild, which obviously go perfectly with these two stamp sets. We're going to do some watercoloring, so I have some Distress watercolor paper along with one set of Distress watercolor pencils. This is set 6, but I'm going to bring in 2 other sets. Those will be listed down below. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and do that. So I've grabbed one of those pieces of watercolor cardstock, and I'm actually doing it on the side that is more smooth. So there are 2 sides to this paper. One is a little bit more rough, has a little more tooth to it, and then the other one is a little bit more smooth. And so I decided to do the more smooth side. And I'm trying to build my scene. I wasn't sure at this point if I was going to need to do any masking, but if you do, you definitely want to make sure that anything that you want in the forefront, you're stamping first. And so in this case, I don't end up doing any masking, but I was prepared to in case I wanted to. And so we've got our stone, a bunny, we've got a branch in there. We're going to ink those up with some VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. That is a really good watercolor ink. So again, if you're going to do any watercoloring, you want to make sure that you have an ink that is waterproof. So this is perfect for that. So I'm going to stamp that down a few times just to make sure I have a nice crisp black image. And as you can tell, I'm putting it in my MISTI. Obviously, I just want to make sure that I'm able to stamp that a couple times just to get a good crisp image. And I'm using my magnets to make sure everything stays in place. Now we're going to grab that adorable opossum that's in there. It's so cute how it's hanging from the branch. So I'm going to put that on there, and I'm going to grab a couple other things as we get going. We've got some grass. I apologize for being off the screen a little bit here, but there's some grass down at the bottom that I did. You'll see that once we get going. And then I do end up adding a couple more little images just to build up this sweet little scene. So we've got a squirrel that I've put up on the rock. We're going to grab out a branch to finish out this part of the tree. And then we are going to grab a couple of butterflies. So we've got butterflies on there as well. And they're all looking at our little sweet opossum. So again, we'll stamp that out a few times just to make sure that we have a good crisp black image just like the rest of them. And you could use some clear embossing powder over the top of that if you wanted to. I didn't do that. We're just going to leave it as is. And I'm bringing in that set 6 that I have. And as you can see, I have a swatch off to the side and I'm grabbing different colors. So if you've never worked with these watercolor pencils before from Distress Ranger, they are amazing. And I really enjoy using them. There's a couple different ways that you can use them. I've seen, obviously, you could put your pencil right to the paper, which is what I did here. You can do what I'm going to do next, which is grab the color from the pencil, which is what I'm doing with a water brush. Water brushes are great because it already has the water in it. Any paintbrush would do as long as you have water accessible. So this is fun to change up those colors. I think I grabbed in set number 2 and set number 4 as well. Again, they'll be listed down below. But yeah, and then I have also seen people take these pencils and they will shave them down into a palette and then fill those with water and then basically turn it into watercolor. So that's another option as well. I have not tried that yet, but I have seen folks do that. I think as you can tell, my favorite way to do it is to just grab the color from the pencil. On occasion, I will grab, just use the pencil straight on. But this is what I wanted to show you, what I thought was so neat about this scene. Obviously, there are no leaves to stamp in this set. There are bushes, there are trees, there's all of that. Oh, I shouldn't say that. There are a couple of leaves, which you could stamp those repeatedly if you wanted. But this was so much fun to create my own scene. And all I'm really doing is grabbing that color and then basically pouncing the color around to make it look like leaves. And this was so much fun for me. So I kind of let that dry, and then I end up grabbing another green color and working that way so that we had some variation in the color. Oh, think about doing this as a fall scene. You could have some orange and yellow and red in there. That would be so beautiful. I think I'm going to have to do that because I really thoroughly enjoyed coloring up those leaves. And I do add a bunch more later on because I felt like my scene wasn't framed up well enough and there was a lot of white space. And now there still is a lot of white space, and I do like having white space. I don't feel like every part needs to be completely colored in. I do that with our possum. I also do that with our rabbit. I don't color those completely in. And so again, that leaves a lot of good white space, which I like. So, and I'm just pouncing color in there. You let things dry and then you can add more color to it. We're coloring up our possum now using some of that gray. I think that is London fog. I don't remember exactly. But then see, as you can see, I'm coloring right on the piece with my pencil and then spreading that color out using the water brush. I have a little rag off to the side that I can wipe my brush off in between colors. And I know you can't really see some of that color very well on there. You can see it in the end pictures, but this was so much fun. I could sit and do this type of stuff all day long. Here I'm bringing in some of that light blue, just adding touches of it down and spreading it out. This distress watercolor paper is absolutely perfect for building up these scenes like that. And you don't have to worry about color just sticking to one area and not being able to spread it around. And again, I wanted to leave a decent amount of white space. I didn't want it to be too dark. I didn't want it to distract from our little scene here. And so I'm just kind of adding color, almost making it look like there could be some clouds in the background as well, where I don't put color down. And I'm really enjoying how this is turning out. Again, I think I'm just going to have to go in and make a few more because the bears in this stamp set are so stinking cute. And I really wanted to do something with the bears. There's a raccoon in there, um, the deer. There's a couple of different bunnies, several squirrels, a mouse, a hummingbird, a little hedgehog, and a fox. And I literally only used a couple of stamps on there. Oh, there's a beaver as well. So, so much fun to be able to build up these scenes. It's so sweet. And then on the Into the Wild stamp set, you have a cabin, you've got bushes and trees and a log. Just again, a really fun way to build up scenes. So as you can see, I'm adding in more color. I'm even adding it to the bottom. I end up trimming down this cardstock. So these cardstock, or the cardstock that comes in the package of the Distress Watercolor cardstock, is the size of an A2 card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. I wanted to have a little bit of a colored border around the sides, so I'm trimming this down ever so slightly to start. You can always take more off, you can't add it back. So I'm looking at this and I'm going to put it on top and notice that I want a little bit more, so I'm going to trim this down. It'll end up being 4 inches by 5 1/4. So yeah, I do cut down quite a bit of the leaves that I put on there, which is why I decide to come back in here and do even more leaves. So I'm giving the illusion that there are leaves, trees all around them, almost like a forest scene, which is what you would expect. So I'm just adding in those leaves, doing that same process of pouncing my watercolor brush onto that. Some of them are dark, some of them are light, and I go a little heavy-handed, which I'm going to be honest with you, just makes my heart so happy to be real with you. So making those branches go out even further, and then we put some leaves even behind our squirrel and on the side of our bunny. So yeah, it just looks like there's bushes and trees all around them. And there's this cute little clearing where we have our possum hanging onto the tree and our bunny's looking up. Our butterflies are even looking, and so is our squirrel. How cute is that? So yeah, I'll just do a little bit more. And then I think it's going to be ready to attach down to a green piece of cardstock. And a little trick, I just had this scrap piece of cardstock in there, but it measured 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches, and it did have a die cut out of the center of it, but that didn't matter. No one is the wiser when I attach this down to the front of a card base. That card base measured 5 1/2 inches by 8 1/2 inches and was scored at 4 1/4, so it is a top folding A2 size card. And then I'm going to grab in my sentiment. So the sentiment I chose, which is so perfect for our sweet little possum that's hanging from the tree, is truly irreplaceable. And so I'm doing this on vellum. I've stamped that using that VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink and then covered that with some detail clear embossing powder. And then I'm going to trim this down. The trick with vellum is that whatever adhesive you put behind it, you will see. So I decided to bring in my Xyron sticker maker. If you don't have one of these, I have had this for a while and I absolutely love having a Xyron sticker maker because clearly you can turn just about anything that will fit inside of there into a sticker. So you just pull that through, you tear it off, and then you can make sure that's burnished in there, and then you peel off the release paper that's on top, which you can tell that's sticky. And then I'm going to peel off the truly irreplaceable, and it is a sticker. So wherever I put it, it's going to stick down. And I wanted it on vellum so that you could still see some of that background. And that is going to finish off our card for today. I truly love how this turned out. It's so cute. I definitely want to make more scenes. So if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. Definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And be sure to check out all that Scrapbook Pal has going on over on their blog, Facebook page, and Instagram for more crafty inspiration. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon.